It's not good enough to take information. What we need is to process it and go out into the world and put it into practice. Every day we have a choice. Every day. Transformation is not something that occurs, one day we move and that's it. And this is what we want to become. Agents of change. You already are that, I know. I just want you to become aware of who you are. And I just want you to become aware of the important work that you are doing. Because when you do that, you can get this kind of answers. And this is a boy from Argentina, from the very unprivileged backgrounds. And we're doing self-esteem training and motivational training and emotional intelligence training, because it's basically all the same, or different aspects of the same goal. And you get them believing in themselves. When you have no other resource than yourself, it's good news. It's time to start with yourself. And then you discover that you are the best resource that you have. And that's what happens when a country like mine goes in complete crisis. Then you have no other resources than yourself. Then it's good news. Then you have to connect your brain and your heart and start working from the inside out and stop expecting things to happen from the outside. So this is an activity which we call Feel King for a Day, or Discover the Hero Within, and you start receiving appreciation, authentic appreciation from others. And this is a project which is called Pescar, which means to fish, is teach them to fish, and I've been involved in this project. And I also teach and train CEOs, and I also teach parents, and I also teach teachers who work with not unprivileged backgrounds. But you know what I have found? And I have found this in Israel, and I have found this in Finland, and I have found this in Sweden, and I have found this in Argentina, and I have found this in England. We all need love. Despite our cultural differences, despite our social backgrounds, despite our education, our training, we all need love. We're going to forget them, all right? If I can, if you can, to make a little bit of a connection, okay? Mm-hmm. And we're going to stand more or less at this distance, which is not too far, not too close. All right, more or less at this distance, and we're going to keep eye contact. And I want to now, and I will ask somebody from the audience who can time 1 minute to let us know when the minute is over, okay? Can I have that? All right, beautiful, 1 minute. Right, so during 1 minute, I want you now to focus on a success or several successes that you have had maybe in the last few days, or anything that comes to your mind. It is not about impressing anybody, and it's not about how big it is or how small it is. It's about how relevant it is to you. Mm-hmm. And I want you to express also the part that you played in that success and the emotions that came with it. Okay?
I feel my own personal success in many different ways. My internal and physical success, having overcome some great physical injuries, and walking today, 6 months prior to them telling me I would have been able to be at this point. Had one leg reconstructed and both knees replaced at the end of January, and told me 6 months to a year before I could travel, move, walk, bend, etc.
Minute is over? Okay. Okay. Hug. And I'm huggable now?
I'm always huggable. I'm always
Thank you.
Up for a hug.
Okay, and now you come 50 seconds for me. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think that one success that I want to share with you is the fact that in the last 3 days I have been very open to receiving inspiration, and I'm being very alert. It is a success for me because many times when I have to perform, I'm a little bit more focused on that. I struggle with fear, and that prevents me from learning. Whereas in these days, it's been a great success to see how my heart was open I was not so disconnected or by fear, and I learned this gem that I'm taking, that playing the victim or the exaggerating what you have to do and doesn't work. Okay, ready? Well, before you go down, I want you to tell me what you're feeling right now. What is the emotion that you have?
Well, I really did disconnect there for a while. I can't believe I said what I said in front of everyone.
Yeah,
I felt like
yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, I felt like
Yeah.
I connected singularly as opposed to,
Yeah.
I think if I was talking here, I probably would have said things differently.
Yeah. So what's the feeling that brings, or the emotion, whatever? How do you feel now?
Exposed.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Exposed.
But yet comfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm embraced as well because I've been so embraced by so many people in the last few days. So I guess I could have done that with each and every one of you if it was one-on-one. I'm just kind of surprised that I did it.
So fear is the problem, love is the solution, and this is what I was telling you about. And this is a formula which is very easy for you to remember. 80%, 20%. If we spend most of the time focused 80% on what is not working, what we don't like, what is out of order, and only 20% of what we really want and dream and these kind of things, we are living in what we call, sociologists have called, the paradigm or the culture rather than the paradigm of deficit. And then I understood so very clearly why in my country we're having so much problems. Because you go to a cafe, we love going to cafes and talk and these kind of things, but what comes naturally is complaining. You know? I don't know if this happens in your countries. But in mine it's severe. We say these things and we create them by saying them. Now we know all these studies that have shown why, because we're not creative, we don't find solutions. We get stuck. And eventually, death. Death of our immune system, death of a project, death of a dream, death of a company, death of a school, death of love of learning. We don't want that. We want fruits of love. Because all the flowers of tomorrow are in the seeds of today. So the question for you is, what kind of seeds are you planting today? Are you planting seeds of fear or seeds of love? In your environment, at home, in your workplace, with your children, with your spouse, with your co-workers? What kind of seeds are you planting? Good question.